and welcome to another episode of One on One. On this show, we get to know more about our celebrities and the guests on the show. And on today's show, we have the very handsome, talented, and fine young man, Mr. Mike Ezuronye, sitting right next to me today. And we're going to be knowing more about this talented actor. So stick around, we'll be right back with One on One with Mike Ezuronye. Welcome, Mike Ezuronye.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, it's our pleasure.
No, pleasure is more than mine.
Okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of people are thrilled to be seeing this handsome face on their TV screens and are thrilled to know more about this individual. So let's jump right into it.
Okay.
All right, so can you describe yourself with 5 words?
5 words. Wow. Okay. Focused, humble, respectful, a visionary. Allow me to add very artistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice choice of words right there,
Yeah.
and I can see how all those reflect in your personality. And would you like to share with us why you think you are humble?
Well, that's not for me to score, but also coming from my own school of thought and my upbringing as well. I've always been taught never to underestimate anybody. You know, I always say it after love your God, by God, you know, it's love your neighbor as yourself. You know, because I'm a testimony of that. And again, with what I do, I owe more allegiance to the lower ebb of people because they're the ones who support more, you know, of our craft, you know, than the elitist people. I always say it every time, any day, you know, and I advise my colleagues as well. You see that mechanic or that markets a woman or that plumber, those are the people who elevate you before corporate Nigeria sees you or corporate Africa, as it were. So I owe more allegiance to them. And what else? I will never refuse a picture. I'm that. That's me, you know, because I owe them too much allegiance. From my personality, and my job also demands that.
I'd also like to know what drove you into acting. Were you ready for the celebrity life?
I think it chose me. It chose me because I'm an accountant, and I've said this over and over again, but let me just summarize it. I was in the corporate world, and my company now wanted to. The owner wanted to travel to Tanzania because, like, he had a top politician who was his friend, the vice president then, and he was good, and Nigeria was kind of shaky. So he said, okay, he wanted to move everything to Tanzania and leave a few people here, and he wanted me to go with him. I said no. He was a British man. I said no. Then I wanted to get back to the bank. So what I did was I went on an excursion, you know, with a friend. He said he was going to Dubai, a big friend of mine. I said, okay, fine, let me just go with you to Dubai. You know, let me just go think of what to do. You know, let me just have a holiday, you know, because I wasn't ready to go to Tanzania. There's no offense to Tanzanians, okay, but I wasn't ready for that challenge. And then on coming back to Nigeria from Dubai, we got down at the airport. My friend who brought my car gave me my car, and I now moved with my car, bought fuel. On buying fuel, I met my stage coach. Ruke Amata was my stage coach then. And he saw me, he was like, Mike, there's this thing called Nollywood. No, I've been looking for you for how many years? I said, boss, I'm a corporate person now. No, this is not me. He said, no, Mike, you have to. And now Nollywood needs new people. I said, no, I'm actually leaving the shipping company. I'm going to the bank, you know, where I started. And he was like, look, you're gonna do this. It's an order. You have time. Just give me a role then. And I just did glide. And Nadia Amenichi asked me, like, have you been doing this before? Where have you been? I said, no, I'm not an actor. And he said, he took offense, said, what are you doing here? I said, well, Ruke brought me here because he's trained me on stage. Anyways, long and short of it, we finished that, and then the bank told me to wait. They told us to wait, a bit. I said, okay, no problem. Then on the day I got that information, I was mimicking a cousin of mine on phone, I was mimicking an uncle of mine with my cousin, and there was this dreadlocked guy next to me, and he said, I like your voice, I like the way you express yourself. And I said, thank you. He said, are you an actor? Have you done anything movies? I said, no, I lied. And that person was Aquila Njama. And Aquila Njama said, no, you need to be in my movie. And I said, no. He said, no, you need to be in my movie. Anyways, he said, let me take you out. We went out that day. I was like, okay, I can do something good with this. And here I am today, So I guess God just wanted me to be here, and no regrets since then, yeah.
So I know sometimes you're not in the mood for pictures and fans just come up to you and like, can we have a picture with you? I love you in the movie.
You know what? Really, sometimes that's when the actor in you has to come out again. As much as possible, if I'm not in the mood for pictures, I'm in a particular mood. I try as much as possible to get away from a situation where I'll see people who would probably want a picture, so I don't offend them, because that goes a long way. You see, once you lose one fan, you have lost a couple of power in your pockets. You understand what I mean? I understand these dynamics, and I do not toy with my fan base. So if I'm in that mood, trust me, as much as possible, probably I'll tell my manager or my PA or whoever that's with me at that point in time, shield me away, let me just go. Let me just go. Okay?
He was telling us about the movie, his first movie, where he acted a steamy love scene. Can you tell us about this?
Well, it was like I said, I'm this kind of person. I set high targets for myself. And when I say high targets for myself, I've learned to embrace whatever life brings. So I don't move with a game plan anywhere I go. So it was, okay, the first one, I'm not going to call the actor's name. She told me, she was like, okay, nice shirt. I said, thank you very much. This was a big actress. She was real big. And she said, okay, we're kissing. I said, yeah. And she goes, right? Yeah. Have you practiced? I'm like, what do you mean have you practiced? What do you mean have you practiced? She said she was just trying to tease me. She wanted to, get us, acquainted. But anyways, unlike what you see, like right now, I'm talking to you guys over there. It's 2 of us here, but there's so many people behind the camera. So I was like, it was just okay. I mean, like, we just did it, in front of people. So it wasn't anything, it was acting. A lot of people, it's the people who are watching who, I don't know if they get bothered, but, it was just, I just had to glide through. It wasn't anything that gave me no oomph. Yeah.
Well, don't you think if the kiss was a little too sensual, you might go home and reminisce and think, oh, that shit's nice.
How central can a kiss be when you have too many people watching? That's to you now. I'm the interviewer, huh?
Yeah. You have a point. A point.
Tribe TV, thank you for having me. Keep supporting Nollywood. And this is to corporate and political Nigeria. Keep supporting Nollywood, as it were, because it's a train that doesn't know how to stop, okay? And trust me when I say we are headed somewhere good.